Did you know that Nick Larkey's nickname is Souvlaki? Souvlaki. That's hilarious. So far, it's the best one we've come across this year. Hello and welcome to AFL from LA. I'm your host, Cindye, and we're here in beautiful Beverly Hills on this 72-degree, not windy for a change. How about that, folks? I'm standing in front of the Beverly Hills Hotel, and I'm also in Will Rogers Memorial Park, which became infamous 25 years ago when George Michael got caught trying to do the nasty in the public bathroom. The first thing I need to get to is we had a comment this week from Simon in Canberra. Simon happens to be my best friend Michael's brother. Now, Simon is a Collingwood fanatic. And Simon felt I didn't say enough nice things about Collingwood last week. So I asked Michael, how I should handle this, and he basically told me to tell him to get stuffed. First game of the round, Brisbane versus Collingwood. It was the first game not at the MCG for Collingwood, and one of 7 that they'll play outside Victoria. Now the Eagles, they're going to play 12, and the Dockers are going to play 13 outside of Perth. Seems pretty fair, right? Despite the game being over 4 days ago, BT still thinks Collingwood has a chance to win this one. Collingwood started off great, but they have no plan B for when their handball receive game goes down the toilet. As promised for Simon in Canberra, I wanted to say a couple nice things about Collingwood. Nick Dacos, he's still a champion, and those black and white vertical stripes are quite slimming. North Melbourne versus Carlton. North Melbourne, soon to be known as the Tottenham Hotspurs of Australia. Happy Passover, boys. I was really cheering them on. I thought they had a chance in the first half. Unfortunately, things didn't work out that way for them. The umpires are clearly not making friends. The Cunnington holding the ball, the Zeeble pushing the back 50-meter penalty, the Stevenson running too far, and the Zurhaar too high. There was no consistency. Or it was just consistently bad. This week, though, we were finally able to put to rest the Barry conspiracy. Ben and Harry Mackay were both spotted in the same location at the same time. Or were they? Crows versus Fremantle. Is anyone still saying flag mantle? Sad mantle or slow mantle. Memo to Frio. If you want to win, you have to move the ball quickly. 17 other teams in the comp have worked this out, boys. You might find it easier to make a connection in the forward 50 if you don't let the entire Adelaide team get there first. And by the way, Jared, it's not Swisskowski, it's Switkowski. And why are the commentators still talking about what Tabana needs to do to take the next step? He's 30. The only next step this guy's going to be taking is sideways out the door. What the hell is the pressure gauge and how do they determine it? It might be me being a naive American, I don't know, but somebody needs to explain this lunacy to me. Richmond Tigers against the Western Bulldogs, or as Mark Summers prefers to call them, the dish lickers, who loved lapping up the wet conditions. That's so funny, the dish lickers. So apparently, Richmond's game plan is to kick 10 goals in 10 minutes and then hope to God no one else can kick 11. And Prestia, Hopper, and Taranto combining for as many clearances as Bontempelli, it's not going to hold up. Richmond can blame the umps all they want, but kicking to Western Bulldog players and overusing hand passes is what lost them the game. And if Tim English is not a lock for all Australian ruck, I don't know who is. 20 plus touches, 11 contested, 8 tackles, 2 goals, and 23 hit-outs. Amaze balls. St. Kilda versus Gold Coast. Ross ball seems to be continuing with the Saints maintaining their undefeated run, even without Eric Bana there today. Hi, Eric. Stewie Doo's 2-year contract extension from last year. Looking a little shaky. And did you guys see that Gold Coast defender helping up Jack Higgins? They asked Brereton if he ever did that during a game in his time, and his answer was a resounding not once. And now on to one of the worst games of the round, Cindye versus Port. Aaliyah! Oh, so good you say it twice. He snatched victory from the jaws of defeat against his old team. It was so good. In fact, it was so good, Fox felt like they needed to leave it out of the replay. Port had 25 less inside 50s, and at no point did any of their forwards look dangerous. How they won is beyond me. And come to think about it, how I actually finished watching that game is also a mystery. And Ollie Florence celebration. It just goes to show, guys, being premature, it's never good. Essendon versus GWS. Essendon found new ways not to score goals. They kicked 11-22, and they still won. Josh Kelly had 30 touches, 6 tackles, and 2 goals, proving that he's a hottie both on and off the field. Eagles versus Melbourne. I thought the Demons were going to win, but I truly thought that West Coast, they were going to be in it. You know, like they had at least a chance. Boy, was I wrong. The best thing about the West Coast Eagles against Melbourne Demons game were the photos that were submitted to me by some of the fans at Optus Stadium. Thanks, Stewballs98. So I want to talk to you about Bailey Fritsch. Did you guys know that this guy has kicked a goal in 32 consecutive games? Since 2021, he's kicked 106 goals. Only 2 other players are ahead of him, Tom Hawkins and Ben Mackay. Bailey Fritsch is elite, but he still has one of the worst haircuts in the game.